But who am I? My name is Breegholland. I'm 27 years old. A quick little synopsis. I have two little girls. I have a 4-year-old named Sophia and a 1-year-old named Penelope. I had my first child when I was 23. Totally unexpected. It totally changed my world. As much as I say coaching changed my life, like children, my daughter changed my life. It's pretty crazy how far I've come since having her. But a little back history. Who am I? I grew up super religious background. My parents were missionary kids growing up, and my growing up, I was homeschooled, super into the church. We were there like 3 times a week. And as I got older into my teen years, I started to rebel. I started to resent Christianity and religion and all that. So late teens, I moved out of my parents' house. I had no contact with them. I just up and left one day. I finished out school, high school, but then I didn't do any further education. I got mixed up with a bad relationship. I got mixed up in drugs, alcohol, just a bad crowd. Like my confidence was shot. I just thought like, well, this is the hand that was dealt to me. Like I moved out young and this is just life. Partying was kind of my thing. I thought it was the life of the party. I had lots of friends, drinking buddies. I had lots of connections for people that like had convinced me that this lifestyle was cool and awesome. And so I was just into a lot of bad stuff. I struggled with eating disorders. My diet was like cigarettes and vodka. I rarely ate, and if I did, it was horrible. Fast food, maybe Subway, here and there, maybe once a day. At one point, I think it was my first year out of high school, I weighed about 87 pounds. And my body image was so unhealthy. I thought in my head, the least amount of weight, the skinniest, that's pretty. That's what guys want. And I let guys particular, take advantage of my insecurities. I let my self-worthlessness, feeling of no worth, guide my relationships. And so you can imagine that the relationships that I had were very abusive, mentally, physically, and just emotionally scarring. I struggled so hard. I was working in retail. I was working as a server. I bounced jobs a lot. I thought that's what you do. If you don't go to college, you're just going to bounce jobs. And so I had no further education. Fast forward a little bit, it ended this awful relationship and came to find my bartending position and was working in retail still. Met a guy. We were dating. It was great. We decided to take a little break. Soon after that decision to have a break, I found out I was pregnant. And I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I thought my life was over. I was like, this is not the plan, right? Like I'm the life of the party. I drink, I go out, I'm fun. I'm fun-brie, right? And being pregnant, that is not part of this plan. So I quickly realized being pregnant who my real friends were. And I realized I had none. Besides the guy, there was nobody. I was so isolated. I was so alone. I found no fulfillment in my job. I was sick my whole pregnancy. Nobody came over. Nobody, showed up for me. And I was devastated. I was like, what the heck is going to happen? Like, I'm here by myself doing this alone. I was rekindling a relationship with my family, but it was very strained. I was terrified to tell them. I was living in a house with a bunch of girls and another guy. And I was like, how am I going to have a baby in this house? So I rented a house that was way too expensive for me, but it was pretty much my only option at the point. So I was working 2 jobs. I was not living with the father at that time. So I was working to, paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay rent, struggling like sick. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? So fast forward, I have this little girl and, I thought that everything was going to be fine. Like I'm going to have her and everything's going to be amazing because I'm going to like jump into this new role as a mom and I'm going to have this great feeling and motherhood's going to be awesome and it's going to be this newfound love and it's going to be me and her and it's going to be awesome. Well, I had her and instantly I fell into depression. Literally the minute I had her, I just had this cloud inside of me, and I tried to hide it. You can see in pictures when she was born, but I can see it in my eyes that I was so empty and so hollow and terrified of how I was feeling, that was not the way I was supposed to feel. I was supposed to have her and want to hold her and be so excited. And deep down, I was terrified. I was miserable. I was sad. I was scared. And man, I just remember going home from the hospital, and months, like weeks went by, and I was just like, why am I not connecting? Like, did I miss the motherhood gene? Like, something happened. What happened? And if you guys can give me some hearts or comments, let me know that you can hear this. That would be great. I was like, I'm going to do everything for this little girl. And all I could do was like sit on the couch, care for her. Thank you. Good. Okay. I want to make sure you can hear me. I was sitting on the couch, taking care of her as best I could. I was trying to nurse, which was a struggle for me. It was a commitment that I decided to make. But I struggled with it. I would sit there and cry. I would nurse her and cry and cry and cry because I didn't want to do it anymore. And I struggled so hard that I wanted to give her everything, but I felt like I had nothing left to give. And every day I woke up, I felt so empty. I felt so alone. So when she was 5 months old, I decided I was going to go back to work. I was like, that's what's missing. I just need to get back in the work groove. Like, maybe stay-at-home mom thing is not for me. And I want to contribute financially. At that time, my boyfriend had moved in. So I was like, okay, things are going to be good. So I went back to work. And I instantly, within a few weeks, was even more depressed, even more anxious, even more stressed, because now I was leaving that little person. Somebody else got to take care of her. Somebody else got to do all these things. And I'm pumping, and I was trying to work, and I still found no fulfillment. And I was like, what the heck is wrong? Like, why can't I figure this out? Why am I in such a funk? And I think she was about 7 months old, and I was following people. You know how we follow people on Instagram, right? We tend to search people that we want to be, right? I was like looking at the super fit teenagers, mom bloggers that seem to have it all together and happy. And I stumbled across this Instagram account, and it was this mom with a new little girl about the same age as mine, a little bit older. And she was posting about this workout program, and she was posting about all these things that she was doing and how happy she was. And I was like, man, I feel like I missed the boat. Like, what happened? I didn't get my mom ticket. Like, why am I not feeling that joy in this motherhood experience? I love my little girl, but why am I not feeling that joy? Why am I feeling so empty, so hollow? Why am I crying so much? Like, that's not normal. During this time, I had been diagnosed with postpartum depression. I was on anxiety pill medication. I was on medication to deal with stuff. And so I just felt numb. And while I would never hurt my child, I just didn't feel a connect. And I can remember one night, after following this girl for a while and her reaching out to me and me ignoring her, because that's what we do, right? We're like, I don't want this person to be talking to me. I'm terrified. And so she messaged me over and over and over and over. And I was like, no, just pretended not to see it. Even though I know she knew I saw it. She invited me to the coaching opportunity. I was so against it. I was like, I'm a hot mess. You don't want me on your team. I know nothing about anything. Like, that is not my industry. That's not my field. I don't know anything about social media or network marketing or health and fitness. You don't want me as a coach. She continued to reach out, ask how I was doing, ask how things were going. And I continued to see very quickly that my job, I was not fulfilled in. I was struggling at home and at work life, and there was no balance. And I was just so scared that was just it, that was just going to be it. And I would walk out the door in the morning. Sometimes my little girl wasn't even awake. And it wasn't until, dark and me coming home to just put her to bed. And I didn't want that. Like, I did not want to see her standing at the window, those tears rolling down her face because mom was leaving. And then it got to a point where she wanted the babysitter more than me. And I struggled, and I was like there has to be something. And this girl that I followed on Instagram kept reaching out, asking how I was doing. And finally I was like, fine, I'll listen to your thing, much like this, but it was a call in. I called in, I'm making dinner for myself and my little one, and I was listening to it, and she was sharing her story about postpartum depression and all this stuff. And I was like, man, that's like me. Like, maybe this is what I need. What the heck do I have to lose? So I jumped all in. I was like, sign me up. my boyfriend might kill me that I'm, spending $100, but I need to invest in me. Because I remember a week prior to that, putting my little girl down in her crib, and we happened to have a full-length mirror in her room. We had just like one of those cheapo Walmart, Target full-length mirrors, floppy little thing. And I was in a tank top and a nursing bra or a sports bra. And I laid her down. She was sleeping. She had fallen asleep on me while nursing. And so I laid her in her crib, and I stood by that mirror. And I remember looking in that mirror and just ripping myself apart. Just every shred of every eating disorder came back in. All the hate I had for myself, all the guys I had let abuse me because I didn't have any confidence, just came rushing in. And I had worthlessness, like all these words in my head, like you're worthless, you're ugly now, you have fat on your thighs, you're never going to get your stomach back, like all these awful things. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way or thinks those things. After having a baby or not, like you look in the mirror and you rip yourself apart. Maybe I wish I could do makeup better, or I wish my hair looked a certain way, or, we all have like these images or these things that we don't. It froze. Okay, it froze on me, sorry. I got a chance to bring it back together. We all have those moments, right? Whether we are aware of them or not, we have those moments where we look in the mirror and we rip ourselves apart. I have acne, or my hair's not the right color, or my eyes are too close together or too far apart, or my nose is too big or too small, and whatever it is. And I looked in that mirror and I was like, I swore, I promised that little girl that I was going to give her everything, that I was going to be the best mom and I was going to give her the world. But how can I give her everything? How can I be the best mom if I can't even take care of myself, if I'm a hot mess? And so I just remember a week later that this girl invited me to the opportunity. I listened to her share a very similar story, and I said, if she can do it, why not me? I might be a hot mess, but she pulled out of it, right? She got support. She chose to put herself first. And I just remember her inviting me and saying, you don't have to do anything with this, but I think you'd be amazing at it. And even just that little glimmer of somebody like believing in me, I hadn't had in a really long time. And so I was like, what the heck? I'll spend $140, right? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. What's $140 to take a chance on me, to invest in myself for once, right? So I got this bundle, and it was Shakeology, and it was this fitness program, and I was like, okay, like, tell me what to do. And so she guided me through, and I got in this group, and she showed me the opportunity of coaching. And it wasn't about being perfect, and it wasn't about being this role model or being a leader. It was about sharing my journey, real and raw. She's like, post about your struggles, post about your workouts, share what Shakeology does for you, and see what happens. I was like, okay, like I have nothing to lose at this point. But I very quickly saw in that first 2 weeks that I believed in myself, and I saw this opportunity that nothing was going to stop me, because if she could do it, a struggling mom with postpartum depression, then I could do it. A struggling mom working full-time with a little one at home, that I would just put a little effort in each day to just try to be better and share that journey. Because I knew that if I didn't fix myself, and if I didn't like just do something, that I couldn't go on living broken like that. I couldn't show my little girl the habits that I grew up with. I wasn't about to let her rip herself apart at 10 years old or 8 years old, or even as little as 5 or 6 years old. I didn't want her to look in the mirror and see fat or be ashamed or have any of those feelings. And so I just started reaching out to moms, to people I knew, to old friends from high school. And I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I could really use some support. If you want to do this, if you have fitness and health goals, or you just want to work on self-care, like, I'm doing this, I'm going to host a group and see what happens. And I just started inviting people to join me. And that is what the coaching opportunity is all about. It's about inviting people to take your hand and say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm in this, and I want to support you, and I want to have a group, and I want to have accountability. And the coaching opportunity has given me some of my best friends. It has given me so much confidence and belief in myself. And it's given me joy back in my life. I'm a better mom. I'm a better partner to my boyfriend. I'm not angry all the time. I'm not crying all the time for depression purposes. I cry because I'm just so honored to be a part of this community and this opportunity. So fast forward 3 years. I've been in this 3 years. And what does coaching mean to you? What could it do for your life? There are so many avenues and so many people on our team, such a diverse population on our team. We have students, we have moms, we have full-time workers, we have pretty much everybody, nurses, traveling nurses. We have military spouses. And the biggest thing that connects us is we just decided that we get to choose the direction our lives go, the path that we are on. We get to choose. No longer are we going to sit here and say, it's just my life. That's just how it's going to be. But we decided that we can change that path. And so as coaches, what we do is we work out 30 minutes a day. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. There's lots of times in my journey where I fall backwards and I don't pick a program and I don't stick with it. And, I share that part of the journey. I drink Shakeology. It's a super dense nutrition for my body that helps me balance my IBS. And yes, it's TMI, but it helps me balance and get nutrition that otherwise my body would be lacking. As a busy mom, especially when I was working, and now with 2 little ones and a puppy and a full-time business, it's that dense nutrition that our bodies are lacking. We are so tired most of the time because our bodies are lacking nutrition. So I started drinking that once a day. I am one that struggled with ulcers. Stress and anxiety brought on ulcers since I was 12 years old. And I went in about 8 months after coaching and drinking this daily. And the doctor couldn't find any signs of my ulcers. They were gone. And while I cannot claim that Shakeology cures ulcers, I can say that it's done it for me. And so that's a part of it. I drink Shakeology. I share that journey. I do my workouts from start to finish, and I share that journey. Good days, bad days, the struggle days, the days I don't want to, the days my kids are crawling on me. And I utilize social media to share that story with other people that can relate, that want the help, okay? And I run challenge groups. We as a team, we run challenge groups. And what these are little private groups on Facebook where we can share support and have a community where we can share the shitty stuff, we can share the awesome stuff, and we can do it together. Because quite frankly, as a busy mom, feeling so isolated, and I had no friends, and I'm talking zero. Like, maybe would see somebody once a month that used to be a coworker that maybe felt bad for me and come over, right, and bring me a bottle of wine. Other than that, I was so alone. And that isolated feeling, man, I just want to reach across the screen to every person on social media that's ever reached out to me, because, man, I can relate. If you know what I'm talking about, where you just sit in your house or you feel like you have nobody to text or nobody to call and you're so alone, and you might be surrounded by people, maybe you work full time or you have kids or a husband and you still feel so alone. That is what coaching is about for me. And we simply share that. I did this full time. So when people tell me they don't have the time, you can do this business in pockets of your day if you are consistent and you are dedicated to change. It is not an easy or quick fix because you have to work on yourself. You have to be willing to share and be vulnerable, but it's baby steps and it's your journey, and there's no requirements on sales. It's up to you on what you want. I jumped in, 2 feet in, didn't question it. I was like, I'm all in. And within 6 months, I had reached that goal of quitting my job. That is not everybody's story, but that was me. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do it step in a little bit or try. I'm all in. I put both feet in, I jumped in, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And here I am 3.5 years later. And sure, there have been a lot of times in my journey where I have questioned, sorry if you have kids on, questioned the shit out of me, out of myself. I've questioned my leadership ability. I've questioned, am I good enough? Can I lead a team? Can I help people get here too? And all I know is if I continue to share my story, and that is the important part of coaching, is being proof that change is possible just by doing a 30-minute workout and drinking a shake and working on my nutrition and reading personal development. Our company, Beachbody, encourages and puts that on our daily to-do list of personal development, fueling your body, growing yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. It's not just about physical changes, because let me tell you, I would not be live on Facebook crying my eyes out if I hadn't had that for the last 3 years. And I have a team behind me. I have, so many friends in this business and so many people that just do the same thing, that work full time, that have kids, that are in school, that have other things going on. So if you think that time is an issue, this can be done in pockets of time. As long as you are willing to jump all in and be consistent, it grows. And it can be a huge impact. And what's awesome right now is we're going international. So if you are somebody that's like, I see the opportunity, like what she has, I want, or I want to try, I want to give it a go, all we do is post our journeys on social media. We grow and we meet people that need this in their life, and we invite people into this community, the support system. And you're never alone. You never have to run groups alone or do it unless you want to. We run them as a team. And that's what we do as a coach, right? We are living proof that these products, right, that these workouts, that this lifestyle is not just a quick fix in your life. That's a complete game changer in your life. That's a complete path redo. And I cannot imagine what my life would be had I not said yes to this opportunity 3.5 years ago. I would be working retail. I would be miserable. I would probably still be popping, prescription drugs, numbing myself, because this is life. And so as a coach, all I can say is that my experience in this company, while income steadily grows and I had to really work and still have to work at that, this opportunity has given me my life back. It's made me a better mom. It's made me present. It's made me so strong in who I am that I don't question myself anymore. I get to be that strong person for my girls so that I can break that awful cycle of eating disorders, self-body image, like tearing myself down. So if you've thought about this for any number of reasons, or you just think that the community would be good for you, or you see the business opportunity, like I'm saying, I do this, I work my business now full-time, and I say full-time meaning this is all I do for an income, and I've now out-earned my spouse, and I have to say, clause, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success, but it's just completely on you and your efforts that you put in. But I do know that over 3.5 years, I've completely changed as a person. So that is the opportunity. How do you get started? I just want to wrap it up with how do you get started? So if you're thinking of joining our team, or you were invited by myself or a coach on our team and you're like, I want in, I'm going to do this for me, and I'm going to do this, I'm jump in, I want to join the team. So what do you do to get started? So your only cost is to get set up with a challenge pack. Like I mentioned, we do workouts and we drink Shakeology and we share that journey, personal growth and all of that. We share that day to day on our social media. So you get set up with what's called a challenge pack, and then it's free to become a coach, right? So you get a full month of Shakeology. You can do our all access deal, which is incredible. You basically get every access, digital club access. So you have, if you have internet, you can do TV streaming through your computer, your iPhone, whatever. You can stream any single program that Beachbody has ever put out. It's about 7,000 workouts. So you will have a workout that fits your needs, your abilities, your interests, your fitness level. We are not all on the same journey, and we don't all have the same goals. So there's tons to pick from. So you get all access for a complete year. Or if you just want DVDs, you can pick one program to start with. You'll get a month of Shakeology. So basically your start on our team, your cost is just your product to get started, to start sharing that journey. There's no fee to sign up. If you decide that you don't want a fitness program and you don't want to try Shakeology, you can sign up for $40 and become a coach. I will say though, that it's going to be hard to share a journey if you're not going to invest in yourself. So there are two options. You can sign up for $40 and start selling or whatever you want to do. But I highly suggest that you start working on your journey day by day. And a challenge pack is what it's called. It's $160 and it is an investment, and you have to be all in and ready to go and do it. But you'll get to get set up in one of our challenge groups, that group, that pod that I told you about, where we support daily accountability. It's going to get you that support and that structure that you need to succeed in your own fitness and health goals. And then you're going to get a spot on our team, which is a separate group where we have trainings from day one on how to post, how to share your journey. If you're struggling, how to meet people. I started this business as a homeschooled, crazy little girl, right? Struggling as a mom. And the only friends I had on Facebook they were my family, some cousins and some friends from high school. But that was it, right? I didn't go to college. I didn't know anybody from college or have a frat or fraternity or whatever. There was nobody that I knew. So we teach you in our new coach training. You get to be a part of that, and you get to be a part of a team where we support you and we share with you step by step how to coach. So you're not alone. You're never alone. So we are inviting you tonight. I'm inviting you to join our team. We are going international in the fall. And so there is an opportunity to just blow up, to just take this to a whole new level. And our team is number 70 out of 400,000 Beachbody coaches. Number 70. We have fought for that spot, and our team is on fire. So if you are somebody that is passionate about change in your own life, and you want to freaking shout that from the rooftops, and you are ready for a change in your life, and you are just committed, we want you to join our team. We are looking for some women. If there's a guy on here, hello. I don't think there is. But we are a team committed to helping each new person come in and find their groove, find their niche, what they're good at, how to succeed in their fitness and health goals, and how to share that productively to build a business. So if there aren't any questions, I don't have my glasses on. Megan, yay! We'll get with you after I get off of here. Thank you, Ashley. Desiree, thank you. Sorry, guys, I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read these. Oh, Julie, that's so sweet. In my tank top. All right, I don't think I missed any questions. If you have questions, please reach out to the coach that invited you to this webinar. I know it's not just me. Our team invited to this. And man, this is part of what I love doing, is just sharing my story, real and raw, authentic, where I was at before Beachbody and how Beachbody saved my life. Quite honestly, it's completely changed who I am, the path that I'm on, the direction that we are going as a family. And we want you to join us. So if there's no questions, I don't think I saw any. I don't have my glasses down here, so I apologize. I'll scroll through when I hop off. But if there's no questions, I'm going to hop off. Please reach out to the coach that invited you, or the coach that invited you will reach out to you to make sure that, we covered all your questions, your concerns. But I'm really excited for some new leaders to emerge from our team. And as we take it international and as we grow this summer, it's an amazing, epic opportunity. So I hope you want to be a part of this team. I hope to see your face in our team page soon. That's all I have. Have a great night. Thank you for jumping on. I made a post earlier about a giveaway that I'm going to do, so make sure you check in there. If you've reached this point in my rant, that you check in and say you watched this, and I will be drawing a name later tonight or actually in the morning, I think. I'll give it till the morning because some people are at work and want to watch the recording. So I'll give it till tomorrow morning and do a drawing for some samples of Shakeology and the Beachbody Performance line, which is what I use and love through my workouts and to fuel my day. So have a great, great night. Thank you all for bearing with me, and I hope you were inspired to change the course of your life.